Hello, everybody. This is Willie from the Gaming Gurus, and this is our review of Rage. This is one of the best looking games I've seen since The Witcher 2. It's been in production for over 6 years, and the level of detail and polish is really evidence of that. The terrain, world textures, geometry, and even the character models are all highly detailed. Every character's body movements represents their own personality, including the mutants, and it really adds a lot to the presentation value of the game. I honestly felt like I was watching a play or watching a real actor's performance instead of watching a way the NPC kind of just wave their hands around and moving their jaws. The world environment is very similar to Borderlands, and it has a post-apocalyptic Earth setting where society is trying to rebuild itself. The movement of the mobs is very accurate. So if you were to shoot one in its shoulder, then it would spin around, or if you shot it in its leg, then it would kind of wobble or stumble around on its leg. id Software invented first-person shooters, and to me, this is what a shooter is in the Book of Willie. Like the close corridor battles, fighting agile enemies, and even though there were parts where the AI felt kind of scripted and reacted in a certain way, it was still different between fighting regular bandits and then your average mutants. You're pretty much the standard protagonist. There's no gender choice, but you put on your gopher hat and you run errands for everybody. Most of the quests will have you go usually out to the same area multiple times, but the monotony of that is broken up by static vehicle battles in between going to from missions and back to town. It has a pretty short single-player campaign that is a bit of a buzzkill at the end, but I won't say what it is, but just don't get your hopes up too much. There are light RPG elements where you have an inventory system to engineer different weapons and supplies. Car circuit races kind of help mix up some of the gun battling where you can go and you can do races or combat arenas to pimp up your rod. That way, whenever you're traveling to the next city, the next area, you have, of course, all kinds of ammo and little shields to use on the way there. The AI communicates and the mutants yell a lot. Other than that, all you really hear are your guns going off. But all the NPCs' voices sound unique to their personality and they fit their mannerisms very well, so the voice acting was very on point. I liked how they did it here. The music was there, but I got turned off pretty soon, and that's mostly because I only like to hear what's going around me to kind of help focus my whoop ass. The multiplayer, you have two different flavors. Either one, you can play competitively with a buddy for some co-op missions, and you guys can blast through them in about an hour or so, and they don't really offer too much replayability unless you want to compete for a higher score. Other than that, you have the vehicle battles where you can compete to rank up and, of course, show your worth. There's only 20 levels, and while I did have a blast doing it, I kind of had my fill of the vehicle battles after the first few ranks. There wasn't a whole lot there for me, and I kind of just wanted to go ahead and finish up the single-player campaign. Under the hood, this game is like Borderlands, but minus the skill trees. This game was in production for 6 years, and even though it shows as far as level of detail, there aren't really too many reasons to keep on playing the game after you've beaten the single-player campaign and after you've beaten your buddy in co-op. It is a solid first-person shooter, and it is made by a very reputable developer, and I do recommend that it is worth a playthrough, but it may not be one of the ones that you're looking for, especially because, for instance, there's no deathmatch, and this is a id Software game. It's kind of a letdown. But the wing stick, it did put a smile on my face over and over, and I enjoyed my time spent with this game, and I do recommend it. But I am Willie for the Gaming Gurus, and thank you.